What's up? And no, this is not a style vlog. We're actually talking about climate change. We are fashionistas, but also eco-friendly fashionistas.
Period.
So follow us as we go on this journey to understand how we can be conscious consumers and integrate eco-friendly practices into our everyday lives.
Like and subscribe at the bottom. Hey y'all, we're back and welcome back to Conscious Consumer. Again, my name is Madeline. This is my beautiful cousin Nylee.
Hey y'all.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just jump straight into it.
Yeah, today is, it's a very deep episode. We are on episode 5. Can you believe it? Number 5. And we've talked about all of the detrimental effects that greenhouse gases have had on the environment, but we have yet to touch on the effects of the human body. We are a species just like every other living organism, and even though we are the most dominant species, that doesn't mean that we are immune to the effects of greenhouse gases. So we're just gonna, just touch on that a little bit and just bear with us. We're be patient and be open-minded. Don't get overwhelmed and just take this journey with us as we learn together.
Yeah, and I think about, how everything that's going on is actually affecting our body. Or I feel like there's not a lot of research out there that is accessible that really talks about how everything that we see and how we move around on a daily basis and only on an hourly basis also, that's affecting our body.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and thank you Yahoo for being a great resource to find great information, because they have very non-biased transparency when it comes to really understanding the effects of greenhouse gases and climate change. We're really lucky to be in a country that is open to free speech, because there are other countries where people just like us who are concerned about their own health and the environment speak out against, a dictatorship, and they get in prison for decades. So, we're really lucky in that sense.
Okay, now let's focus back to the Yahoo research.
Back to the Yahoo research. So I searched what causes pollution? Where does pollution even come from? And, pollution comes from a wide variety of things, from factories to office buildings, homes, and power generated stations that burn fossil fuel, which causes air pollution. This air pollution destroys plants and also damages buildings.
Well, it must destroy us too. And there was no mention about humans and how this was affecting us?
No, which brings me to my second Yahoo search. And my second search was, what are the top uses of fossil fuel? And I found this article from a site called All Use Up, and it had the top 75 uses of fossil fuel, which is extremely surprising because 60% of the fossil fuel is used for manufacturing. And so we are ingesting a huge amount of fossil fuel derivatives in the products that we use on an everyday basis. And if you remember, we consume, according to the Plastic Pollution Coalition, we consume 1 credit card size of plastic every month. So we're gonna go ahead and list out some of those products that we consume on an everyday basis that's really gonna blow you away.
Don't be scared.
Stay tuned. Fuel. Almost 60% of crude oil goes into manufacturing different products, the bulk of which are plastic. Gasoline, jet fuel, heating oil, kerosene is processed from crude oil as well. Both petroleum and natural gases are then used to produce electricity, which powers industries and lights at home.
Wow, we're breathing it in everywhere. And it seems like we really can't get away, because people are always needing gas.
Right. And, petroleum jelly. Everyone knows Vaseline. Yeah, you're rubbing crude oil on your skin and lips. The crude material is vacuum distilled, filtered through bone char to produce the jelly. It's an odorless, semi-solid mixture of hydrocarbons.
Girl, everyone loves Vaseline. I guess it has 100 different uses for a reason. Oh my gosh, that's insane, girl.
Paraffin wax too. Paraffin wax is obtained from dewaxing petroleum. Paraffin wax is used in the manufacturing of candles, wax papers, shoe polish, cosmetics, girl, and several other products.
Well, I guess I didn't think like that. Like, when I get my eyebrows waxed, that's the same products in my makeup and also in my shoe polishing. That's tripping me out.
Oh, this is just the beginning.
Girl.
Detergents. Hydrocarbons found in petroleum and oils are an ingredient component in soap making. They repel water while attracting oil and grease.
Detergents are used constantly. Like I said previously, I have some friends that wash their clothes 3 to 4 times a week. So I just can't even imagine how much.
Yeah, and packaging materials too. Plastic packaging materials keep products, especially foodstuff, fresh and well protected. They are made from hydrocarbons, cellulose, coal, and natural gases. In most situations, a small amount of the packaging contents actually leaks into the actual food.
Ugh. How many of us can say that they left their food prep containers and water bottles just laying out in the car, or bought any to-go lunch dinners and stuff and just put it out in the sun? There's plastic in all of that.
Yep, nail polish too. Nail polish is made from toluene, a petrochemical pigment. Toluene is a smooth solvent lacquer, safe to apply on fingernails and toenails. It protects the nail plates from cracking and peeling, but again, we bite our nails sometimes.
Oh yeah, girl, I can't even talk because I stay with my nails done, and I find myself biting on my nails sometimes. So you know what? I'm not even surprised that's popping up.
Perfumes too. Perfumes are made from organic plants or animal oils, but have to be dissolved in a solvent. Petroleum ether, toluene, and benzene are used to extract fresh perfume oils from plants like jasmine, mimosa, lavender, sandalwood, and many more. Once the extraction is complete, the petroleum-based solvent evaporates. Greenhouse gas.
Girl, I love smelling good, so I definitely fall guilty when it comes to buying all different types of fragrances and perfumes. But that really does make sense, because I can go, get some fragrance at a place and get perfume for $8.
Yeah. Food preservatives like paraffin wax is used as a food preservative that keeps packaged baked goods fresh and mold free. Chocolate and many other products have labels that show petroleum as an ingredient.
Okay, girl, we really need to start reading the label.
Yeah.
Because I know when it comes to chocolate, all people are trying to do is fill that crave.
Okay. Soap is a salt of fatty acid used for cleaning. Its most common uses is in households where it is used for bathing, baths, and all housekeeping chores that need an emulsifier.
Ugh, girl, not soap. I thought that was the good stuff. So we are literally rubbing acid on and into our skin.
A component of fossil fuel for sure. Yeah. So body lotions, right? Body lotions are made with substances called occlusives. Occlusives are prochemicals that help seal wounds and moisturize the skin.
I guess that makes sense, because the back of the bottles always have their ingredients that say fragrance, and I'm just like, what kind of fragrance is that?
Right.
What?
Yep. Facial creams too, unless otherwise listed. Facial creams are petroleum-based products as well. The ingredients used include perfumes, dyes, waxes, and other substances made from petroleum.
So we are literally rubbing these creams on our face to clear it, and we're actually damaging it.
Right. But all of these have long-term effects, such as toothpaste. Toothpaste has several derivatives of petroleum. Polexmer 47, a petroleum product, is used with other oil bases to dissolve the water-based product, the water-based part of the toothpaste solution.
What? How is toothpaste a part of petroleum? Dang, we can't catch a break.
The wizardry that comes with fossil fuels.
How?
Crazy.
How?
Yes, and even the deodorants, right? Our deodorants contain propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is a moisturizer and a solvent that helps the scent last longer.
Shoot, and some of these deodorants aren't even lasting all day. So I can't even imagine how much of that we are actually putting into our underarm pores.
Right. Now, this is really going to freak you out. Chewing gum, girl.
Oh.
I know. One of the most unusual uses of petroleum is chewing gum. Petroleum derived products found in chewing gum give it its elastic properties and the lasting texture. The base of the gum consists of paraffin wax and polyethylene.
See, you know, I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. Because, you know, people always said growing up that if you swallow gum, you know, it won't go away for at least 7 years. But maybe that wasn't just a childhood myth.
Maybe not.
Dang.
And even like sanitary products, tampons and sanitary pads, they contain phthalate, which has plastics originating from crude oil that give the smooth look to the tampons.
Girl, what? We are putting plastic in our vaginas?
Yeah.
What?
It's crazy.
Ooh.
It's really crazy. Contact lenses. Contact lenses are made from polymers, a petrochemical. Polymer contacts are permissible and allow air to pass. They allow oxygen to pass to the eyes, which is an extremely important feature for contact lenses.
What? Girl, the things that we're putting in our eyes. See, this is why contacts never really set with me right.
You know, I love them, so I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But when it comes to medicines, many medications use petroleum-based products, benzene, which is the most common petroleum derivative used in cough mixes and other medications. Yeah, styrofoam too. Styrofoam is used in insulation and as a barrier of water seepage in single-use containers, walls, roofs, and foundations. Is made from polystyrene, a petroleum hydrocarbon.
You know, styrofoam is such a single-use product. It falls apart, you know, and you can just tear it off with your mouth. I know I have.
And it's crazy because even those microfibers, they don't decompose. So it may break up into little pieces, but it's still there. It's still there.
Wow.
Yeah. And even shampoo. Shampoos are made from liquefied propane and butane, a product of liquefied petroleum gas.
Now, I know majority of society is not thinking about this. Not like that. I mean, they just want to make their hair smell good. But, you know, I know it's been a new wave in a couple of years of natural-based Black-owned products doing that. So that's good. But still, that's, wow. Shocking.
Yeah. And again, with the head, hairspray and synthetic hair is also made from propane and butane petroleum products. And that's used for bondage purposes.
I stopped fooling with that hairspray a long time ago. I always felt like it was danger in a can.
Right. And last but certainly not least, Tetra Pak. Oh my gosh, this is everywhere. Packaging material for milk and other drinks are layered with hot melted polyethylene to completely seal the shape. The outside is coated to seal in the ink, while the inside is triple coated to protect the contents. A very popular outlet for that is Starbucks.
Girl, I just left Starbucks and they use Tetra Pak.
Wild.
Girl, that list was exhausting. I mean, from head to toe, we are using products that have ingredients that have fossil fuels and also greenhouse gas emissions. I mean, it's kind of inevitable that we're not consuming those type of things, especially if we're rubbing it on our face and we're using it in our hair and we're brushing our teeth with it. I don't know, I'm speechless.
Yeah, it's something to think about. So that brings me to my third Yahoo search, which was excess CO2 exposure on health. And what popped up was a disease called hypercapnia. And symptoms of hypercapnia are headaches, dizziness, fatigue, loss of consciousness, lung disease, neurological disease, muscle disease, optic fibrosis, muscle twitching, seizures, dilation of veins, and could also experience swelling of the optic nerve, which if any of these things are unaddressed, it could turn into some form of cancer.
And yet we're still not talking about the correlation between sickness and the excess exposure we have of greenhouse gas emissions and how that's affecting the human health.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now we're living through an epidemic of just cancer in general, and so many different types of cancer, and it's affecting us all in different ways, whether it's someone we know or it's happening to us personally. And we're just trying to figure out not only where it's coming from, but more so, what do we do about it?
Yeah, and cancer has affected all of us in some type of way. I mean, and I think it's really important to think about the correlation that has to do with that, and how, these products are not affecting us tremendously in the long run.
Yes, so that brings me to my fourth Yahoo search, okay? Yahoo has been my best friend throughout this whole process because I've learned so much and they are not keeping the information away. And so my fourth Yahoo search was, what are the top 10 cancers in America? And the American Cancer Society popped up, and their website has great data and analytics on the main types of cancer in America, and then also, what's the probability of an American actually getting these types of cancers. Now, this is a display of the probability of developing cancer in America, and the latest data is between 2015 and 2017. So the number one cancer in America is breast cancer, which is affecting females the most. 12.9% of people in America will eventually get breast cancer in their life. The second largest is prostate cancer at 12.1%. Third is lung and bronchitis cancer at 6.3%. And the next one is colorectal cancer at 4.2%. So those four top cancers in itself are very alarming, and it's something that we should all be aware of.
Well, based on the products that you listed that have components of fossil fuels in it, every organ pretty much that you listed has been exposed to harmful chemicals. According to the Harvard School of Engineering, there was an estimate of 8 million people that died in 2015 based on the excess exposure of fossil fuels and greenhouse gas emissions. Isn't that insane? Now, that's about 18% of global death, and that's a little less than 1 out of 5 people.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy, but we're creating a recipe for disaster. Really? Think about it. One, our healthcare system is for profit. Girl. Let's just leave it there.
Leave it there.
Two, the leaders in the fossil fuel industry are denying the adverse effects of fossil fuel on the environment and also on humans' health. And three, the government allows million-dollar lobbyists to dictate legislation that's meant to protect the environment and the people. So those three things alone are really contradicting what we're trying to do every day to protect ourselves. According to the National Cancer Institute, in 2015, $183 billion were spent on medical expenses. And by 2030, it's projected to increase to $246 billion. And that's based on the increase in the population and also the age in the population at only. So that's a really modest estimate, because when we factor in prescriptions, some cancer medications are $100,000 a year. Think about that for one pill. So why would anyone want to cure cancer if they're making $100,000 a year off of one person?
Oh, they are exploiting. Just talking about the healthcare system. Now, my great cousin, he has stage 4 prostate cancer. And when I tell you, he is literally taking a pill that is between $900 and $1,000. Now, I didn't say a bottle. I said one pill. Now, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
And we're getting to a point where it's like, what do we do? And that's really where conscious consumerism comes in. Where we see opportunities to speak up, let's speak up. Where we see opportunities to shop differently, let's shop differently. The point blank period is we're living in the wild, wild west. We are responsible for ourselves. We cannot expect anybody else to take care of our body, our homes, our environment. because guess what? Capitalism is going to win. And if you hadn't noticed already, we're both wearing cream, and we did this to really just commemorate and to remember those people who did die because of excess exposure of carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases, and they didn't necessarily know what it was. No. I think that this research transparency is something new, and we just really want to just show our appreciation and our love for those who are no longer here for something that they really didn't understand the true cause of. So thank you for tuning in today. I know that this episode was really heavy. Yes. On our conscience, but again, it's all about being a conscious consumer, because we have to dictate what these companies are going to make, right? So think about how we're using our dollar. Every dollar is a vote. What are you voting for?
Exactly.
Let us know. Exactly. Drop a comment, like, and subscribe, and we can't wait to see you in episode 6. Yes, thank you so much for being conscious.